Hey, so let me guess. You want to know the 10 things that you must know before moving out here to Vancouver, British Columbia? Well, I got you covered. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about the 10 things that everyone must know when moving out to this amazing city. And even if you live in this amazing city, you need to know these things. And then more importantly, make sure you stay till the end, because at the end, I'm going to be showing you the one thing that you must know when moving out to this amazing city. And it's really important. So make sure you guys stay up to the end so that you guys can see that too. And just stay tuned for the rest of the video, guys. Hey guys, I'm Aaron Sangera here with Prestige Property Group, and me and my team are actually a team of local realtors out here in Vancouver, British Columbia, and we absolutely love helping people that are looking to move out here or just living in the surrounding areas that need help, right? In regards to buying or selling real estate, or just trying to answer any of their questions and make the process as simple as possible for you guys, right? So first things first is in the description box below and in the comment section down below is like our information, so that if you guys ever want to reach out via text, phone call, or email, you can just find our information down below there and then just reach out absolutely anytime, guys. And then another thing, make sure you guys hit that button down below and subscribe to our page and hit that notification button down below too, because this way every week when we do put out videos, all our videos and our channel and just in general is about everything in regards to eating, sleeping, living, and playing in Vancouver and the surrounding suburbs. So when you hit that notification button and that subscribe button every week, you're going to be the first people to see our new videos every week, right? So let's get to it, guys. Okay, so now let's get to the first thing that you must know when moving out here to Vancouver, British Columbia. So the first things first is, it's called Vancouver for a reason, guys. So is the rain. So it rains here a lot, right? So meaning it actually rains here 144 days out of the year. So that kind of just gives you an idea of how much it does rain here when there's 365 days out of the year. So almost like half the year, it's literally raining, right? So that's one of the main issues that most people do have with Vancouver, is the fact that come like the spring and summertime, it does tend to get hot here, and you do see averages of, let's say, like anywhere between 20 to 30 degrees like on a daily basis. But like during the fall and winter months, it's just pouring here a majority of the year, guys. So a majority of the year, essentially what you're going to see is just cloudy, rainy weather and like kind of gloomy weather here in Vancouver. But the one pro is it makes up for it with like all the beautiful scenery and all the amazing things to do in the area. Kind of makes up for it and why people still love living here, right? But like that's just one of the things you guys must look out for, is it does rain here a lot. So make sure you guys do bring your raincoat and, you know, a big jacket and stuff, because it does tend to get a little cold here during the winter and fall months. But then comes spring and summer, it's really hot. So that's when kind of the flip scripts, and it's, you know, it's really hot. You're not going to need your raincoat. You're not going to need a jacket, and you're going to be sweating majority of the time. All right. So moving on to the second thing that you must know is the cost of living here. So the cost of living here is actually really high. So just to give you guys an idea of that would be like, on average, if you're looking to get a detached home in Vancouver, you're looking to pay like, let's say, anywhere between 1.5 to like 1.7 million dollars on average, right? Like that's normally what you're gonna get a turn-in key house for, where you're not gonna really have to do any work to it. So like that kind of does give you guys an idea, and it is one of the main reasons why a lot of people tend to, you know, think Vancouver is a really, really expensive city to live in, right? It's just based off the fact of that. Yeah, so it's one of the biggest pain points. And then, you know, taking that a step further in regards to like, let's say, condos, you could probably find a condo in downtown or the surrounding areas, or Vancouver just in general. I'd say anywhere between like 450 to 600K. If you're looking to move towards the actual downtown core, then yeah, most likely you're going to be paying minimum 600K to like 700K, even for like a junior 1-bedroom apartment, because it's just you're located close to all the amenities and all the things to do in the area. So just based off of that, you're going to be paying a premium to live in that community, right? So as you can tell, it is a little bit expensive out here, more expensive than what most people will think, because I could just notice this off my experience too. When a lot of people do tend to come out here, they always do complain about how high the prices are in regards to everything, right? Gas, food, like living expenses, everything, right? And then even like townhouses, like a townhouse you could get anywhere from, let's say, like 800K minimum, like 750K to like almost $1 million, because it's in that gap just based off of where you're looking, right? If you're looking towards like South Vancouver, you could probably get something between like 750 to 800K. But if you're looking towards like the downtown core, Vancouver West Side and places like that, then you're going to be paying closer to like $1 million, let's say like 900K to $1 million, right? So, you know, like I said, prices here are expensive. Now, kind of staying on that topic, just based off of prices being so expensive here, you do tend to see, like when you're going to the downtown core and the downtown east side, you do tend to see a lot of homeless people. And like that's my third topic here is like one of the main things that you must know when moving out here is there isn't a ton of homeless people, but the one thing you will notice is when you're driving around the downtown east side and East Hastings, which is actually the most dangerous street in North Vancouver. The most dangerous street in all of North America. So it's not, when you go down that street, it's not necessarily like, I wouldn't say dangerous in the sense that you feel like you're gonna get attacked. It's just more of, there's a lot of like people on like drugs and like just in some terrible situations, right? Some people that are, it's unfortunate, they're in some terrible situations and down on their luck right now. And that street's just packed with, people that are just down on the luck, right? And just in a crappy situation. And, it's unfortunate, but like when you do go down to the downtown east side or East Vancouver or like just around East Hastings in general, and if you're living in that area, people do tend to complain about, being out and about like in the evenings and just feeling a little unsafe and stuff like that. Even though most times they don't necessarily say anything, you do never know, right? Because you might run into somebody that is, having a bad day and they might be more inclined to kind of want to start something with you. So that's kind of like the main issue, and one of the main things we do see is like the homeless problem and then just kind of like the drug addicts and stuff like that you do see in the downtown core and the east side of Vancouver. You do tend to see a lot, especially in the surrounding areas of like East Hastings and stuff. But when you kind of get out of there, you don't see a lot of homeless people. But yeah, just based again off the fact that our cost of living here is just so high, you do tend to see a lot of people, just kind of down on their luck. And then sticking with that concept of like living in the downtown core too, like all the amenities, how I was telling you guys a little earlier, how all the amenities are located close by. Like that's our fourth topic, is like all the amenities are located really close by. So if you want to go, hiking, there's those things, but like more importantly, like actual things to do, like there's tons of restaurants, Pacific Center Mall, Oak Ridge Mall, like there's just so many malls, stores. There's Louis Vuitton downtown. There's Michael Kors. There's just tons and tons of stores, right? Like if you actually go to the downtown core, what it'll kind of remind you of is like, how like New York City kind of is, right? Like Manhattan, like all you'll see is stores and everything within a walking radius. And, if you have a condo in downtown Vancouver, literally, there's going to be probably easily like 100 restaurants in your surrounding area within like a 15-minute walk, right? So like everything's located close by, right? And the one awesome thing about living in Vancouver and living close to the amenities is, it takes you around the whole rest of the lower mainland pretty easy too, right? So if you want to go to the suburbs, it's pretty easy because the highway access is right there, and it'll take you maybe about, let's say, 15-20 minutes to jump on the highway. And then even vice versa, going the other way, like towards Whistler and stuff, like the Sea to Sky Highway, that place takes you towards West Vancouver, Horseshoe Bay, and all that stuff. And that's located really, really close by too, right? So as you guys can see, like just based off the fact that everything's located really close by, like people love that, right? And that's one of the main reasons why so many people are attracted to moving out to Vancouver, is just based off the fact that everything's located close by. Like to the point where some people don't even really need cars anymore, right? So there are like condominiums and stuff like that and apartment complexes in the downtown core where they don't even have parking spaces because of the people that buy those units. So there'll be like junior 1 bedrooms or like no bedroom, it'll just be a bathroom, right? You just put the bed kind of like next to the living room. Those apartments, essentially what you'll see is a lot of those people, since they could just Uber and taxi it everywhere and SkyTrain and everything's so readily available, they just don't really see a point in having to have a car. So they would rather trade off a car and get a little bit more of an expensive condo in the actual downtown core, instead of, paying a little bit less to move outside of the downtown core, but, then you're going to ultimately need a vehicle too, right? And like sticking with how, the fifth topic is like how I was just saying, public transit and everything kind of located close by, is like public transit's located absolutely everywhere here, guys. So the one thing about Vancouver is public transit leads you through everywhere, right? So whether you're going from the downtown core all the way to, East Vancouver, all the way to like Burnaby, New West, which are like essentially these surrounding suburbs in Vancouver, Burnaby, New West, Richmond, Surrey, like all these places, the SkyTrain literally takes you there within like anywhere between 20 minutes to like 45 minutes, right? Give or take. It ultimately depends like which stop you're at and where you're ultimately going to be going. But that's one thing you do realize is like everything's located close by, and public transit is so readily available and easy. like, so there's taxis, there's Ubers, there's SkyTrain. Like, there's, long story short, you're gonna find a way to kind of get around the city, and that's usually not one of the biggest issues. Yeah, so at least you guys kind of have that going for you, right? So just realize that when you kind of are moving out to Vancouver, we do have public transit here everywhere, so it's not going to be an issue. Okay, now moving on to our sixth topic. The sixth topic is like all the great things to do outdoors. So Vancouver is known for all of its outdoorsy activities. So there's tons of like biking trails, hiking trails, like hundreds of hiking trails, right? There's the Grouse Grind, there's Eagle Bluff Mountain. There's honestly, there's just so many that I'm just even running out of thoughts too. Like there's so many hiking trails. Like honestly, it's as simple as just go on the internet, search Vancouver hiking trails, and you're gonna see hundreds and hundreds of them, right? Going from advanced to like easier ones too, right? Or there's just like even walking trails like Stanley Park. They got the Stanley Park Boardwalk. So like that's a great place to go bike riding and go for a walk and just a stroll with your family or your loved ones. And yeah, like there's honestly just so many things, right? There's the botanical gardens in Vancouver where there's a bunch of like flowers and like rose petals and stuff like that. It's just like this big garden. It's really, really nice. It has a bunch of different like flowers and stuff like that that are growing all over the place, and it looks beautiful, right? So like that's another place. Like there's just a lot of things to do outdoors here, guys. Like I told you earlier, it does tend to rain here a lot, but the thing is, the one good thing is there are a lot of things to do outdoors, right? Whether you like, fishing, when the summertime comes, whether you like kind of getting out on and going boating, that's a possibility. Like there's honestly just so many things to do, right? But like more importantly is like just the hiking, biking trails and stuff like that. There's a reason why a lot of avid outdoorsmen love to move out here is because there's just so many things to do outdoors here, right? And then moving on to the seventh thing that you must know when moving out here is most of you probably didn't know, because I know some of you probably don't live in Canada. Cannabis is legal here. So even though prior to cannabis being legal here, Vancouver was one of the bigger like cannabis cities, like known for its cannabis and just the cannabis like community and stuff like that. One thing though is like now that cannabis is legal here, obviously it's not a con necessarily for me, but I know some people do kind of tend to have an annoyance with it, because if you do go to the downtown core and the surrounding suburbs and stuff, you will just see people smoking out in public and kind of doing whatever they really want, right? So that is one of the things that I think you guys must know when moving out here, is because I know some of you guys probably live in like in America in states where it's illegal, and you're moving out here like, what the heck is going on? But don't worry guys, all right, trust me, it's legal here. The Canadian government made it legal. So that's just one of the things you guys kind of have to look out when moving out here, right? And then like the eighth thing is, I know a little earlier I was telling you about like the amenities and all the things in the area, but like taking that even a step further is like just all the things to actually do in the area. So like meaning like, if you want to go paintballing, there's that, there's archery tag, escape rooms, there's just go-karting. Like there's honestly just so many things to do here. There's the Sea to Sky gondola that takes you all the way up to I think it's over there like in Squamish. It takes you all the way to the top. So like that, there's just so many things to do in Vancouver and the surrounding areas that you're never going to run out of like ideas or things to do, right? You're never going to be bored, or you're never going to be like, oh, like the city doesn't really have anything for me. There's always something going on, whether it's like a concert or some sort of event, or musical theater, like whatever. There's just always random things to do that keep you entertained, right? There's random entertainment activities and stuff like that to do in the area. So like that's one of the great things that people love about Vancouver, is just all the vast amount of things to do here. It just makes it easier, right? Like you're never really bored. Whenever you do have time, you can kind of just get out and about and do really what you want. And then now the ninth thing that I'll kind of go off to is the nightlife. So the nightlife here is actually really great, right? Now obviously I'm making this video after COVID, so obviously things are a little bit different, but there's like hundreds and hundreds of clubs in downtown Vancouver. They're open till late, right? Like 3-4 in the morning. They're open until, and then even like the lounges, the bars, all the restaurants and stuff like that, the pubs, like all those things are open until night, late at night. So you never really have to worry about, am I gonna find a place to kind of get together with my friends or whatever. No, there's hundreds, if not thousands of restaurants, pubs, eateries, clubs, like lounges, like everything like that, you name it, we have it here, right? There's a reason why people love to party in Vancouver, and they realize the nightlife here is amazing too, right? And then even like taking that a step further, even if you don't necessarily want to go like partying or clubbing and stuff like that for nightlife, there are other stuff like, you know, there's the Vancouver Gastown Ghost Tour. There's like breweries that you could go drinking. There's wineries downtown. Like there's just so many things to do, guys. So like the nightlife is amazing, and you're never gonna get bored in the evenings living there. Okay, now moving on to the last topic. The last one is just the diversity, right? Is like there's so many different tons of like races and people that live in Vancouver. It's one of the most like vital reasons for why people love moving out here, right? So they have a big Indo-Canadian community, Korean, Chinese, Russian, Thai, like you name it, they're here, right? Like Mexican people, Latin American people, Portuguese people, Brazilian people. Like there's so many different races of people and types of castes, and so much diversity here that you run into so many different minds and so many people from different parts of the world. You know, like last week I just met someone that was from St. Lucia, right? So it's like, and they're from the Caribbean islands. So there's just so many places, right? Jamaica, like there's honestly so many different types of diversity and like diverse demographics of people that live in the in Vancouver and the surrounding core, that like it doesn't really necessarily matter where you live, you're gonna feel at home, right? Or feel comfortable, right? And that's like one of the main things people love, is like you're always running into different types of people and different types of casts, and you know, learning more about different cultures and stuff like that. Like that's one of the main things that I really love about living in this area, is like, you know, I run into so many different types of walks of life and so many different types of people, and it's always cool to kind of pick their brain and see, you know, how their life was and hear some of their stories about growing up and stuff like that, right? So like, you know, and then even more better is the fact that, well, not better, is the fact that, you know, with all that diversity is, you know, there's tons of different types of places to eat in the area too, right? Even though this isn't the part of the last one about being diverse, it's like, you know, again, that's why there's great Korean barbecue, you know, dumplings, like Chinese food, you know, Indian food, like whatever, right? Like there's a reason why there's tons of it, is there's just so many different types of people that live here, and so many different types of casts of people that live here, that, you know, Vancouver is just such a diverse place. All right, so that was the 10 things that I think you guys must know when moving out here to Vancouver, British Columbia. Let me know. What I was going to say is just in the comment section below, if you live here, let people know that are maybe moving out here some of the things that maybe you think are important that, you know, they must know, right? In the comment section down below. If it's not one of the 10 things that I pointed out, let me know what maybe you think, right? Is it the amazing like scenery? Like what is it, right? It could just use an example. And then also in the comment section down below, if you're looking to move out here and you haven't lived in Vancouver yet, let us know what things so far you find as being the most attractive thing for why you're kind of moving out there, right? After you've kind of learned about this. And then another thing, hit that button down below, that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell too. Because again, guys, every week when we have new videos, we want to make sure that you guys are the first ones to see them. And then more importantly, in the description box down below, in the comment section down below, is my phone number, email. You could always drop me a text, phone call, or email, whatever works best for you guys, right? Other than that, see you in the next video.